I bet you wonder where I've been. I'm gonna find the love within. Hello. Hey. Hi. Happy day. Thank you for visiting my channel. If you're new here, my name is Miriam. This is gonna be a quick one. I don't know why I'm saying that. It's my 2 day. I shouldn't be planning at all. It's early, and I bet you wonder where I've been. Not me specifically, but maybe me specifically. But where you been at? Because if you're here, that means you're in my collective. And if you're in my collective, that means you're probably like on the same up and down course, up and down course. And I wouldn't even say more down, like up and then plateau and then like waiting or knowing that you have to get some, one as I say this, get some kinetic energy built up and stored up. And that's what you've been doing. You've been like having some trial error. You've been like figuring it out. You've been like trial error within yourself and feeling it. Oh, by the way, thank you for visiting my channel. If you're new here, I don't know if I said this. I'm Miriam. I'm an oracle. I'm a numerologist. All that stuff. And yeah, I I woke up early before everyone else, and as usual, and I meditated, and this is what was coming out of me. I haven't even posted in a few days. Everything's been pretty quiet, and it's almost like the people that I'm usually speaking to, or the person who I use, like that I'm meant, that's supposed to hear it or whatever. I don't freaking know. I don't understand how time magic works. Okay. um, it's like y'all were busy. Here's something that I feel called to share in this moment. A lot of times with my friends, if they're doing good, I'm not talking to them. That's not a bad thing for me. I like being left alone. I love people. I love them. I do. It just, I am busy doing things that, like when you're being run on the path of God, and whenever you're doing these things, like it's sometimes you just have to follow that path, and that can be confusing. And sometimes I'm busy, is what I'm saying. And so when people start getting on their own path, they tend to get busy and they stop reaching out. Unless we're on the same path. And then like it's like sometimes we're on the same path and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna stop here, I'll meet up later on, maybe, whatever. But yeah, that's essentially what this has been. This has been the quiet time while you're doing good. 323 is all saying that, by the way. And that's so it's karmic for you. This joy is something that's destined for you to have the childlike joy in you. And yeah, you've worked for this. You've worked hard for this. So now you're getting to move in those things. I mean, we're clearly on the same, like on a similar path, because we keep popping up and seeing each other like this. But all I can say from that specific meditation, 369, damn you fine. No, that is not what I wanted to say. I mean, I did say it because I that's what popped up, but I was gonna say something a little bit more profound. I was trying to amp up to something more profound. But essentially, you are an alchemist. You are someone who changes up the energy. You don't really match energy anymore. Because, like, the thing is like, anytime you quote unquote match an energy, whatever it is, because of your specific life force, power, just like at where you're at, it's amplified. So it's not the same as when that person's putting it out, because they're putting it out in a way that like they're actively working through an ego, or they're actively working through some issues. And I'm not saying it excuses their behavior, but whenever you're aware that they're going through those things and then you continue to inflame them, a lot of times it's best if you remove yourself for at least a little bit of time while they heal. 525 as I say this, and the light goes off. And it's important to remove yourself sometimes to allow people to heal. Like, you can't just be there giving them surgery forever. You can't just be there constantly trying to nurse them back to health, because then they're thinking forever that they're the patient. But they're not. They're okay. They can walk. They can run. Even though their leg was just broken. They needed you for a time, but now you're okay. So a little bit, you're the therapist friend. It was 555 as I was saying that. Being the therapist friend isn't necessarily something that falls upon you, though. You just are the therapist friend and you're aware of it. You could shut up. You could shut the fuck up. You could. But you don't. Instead, you have this need to respond to people. You have this need to, like, you have a responsiveness in you for a reason. And honestly, sometimes it's not even you responding. What I'm seeing in my head is like a baby who just be blah, 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 like in a good way. Like it's a baby who can't walk, but they can talk, and like full sentences. And, excuse me, ma'am, can I have one of those? Just like a little baby, but just like clearly just be what, and you're just speaking, or and it may not be speaking. I think that's I kind of I was doing that, so I think I'm talking about myself a little bit. So, okay. So it's something like that for you. Which is, for me, I was talking before I was walking. I sleep talk, like have full conversations, not necessarily to the person. I sometimes to the person, but like I have a lot of like speaking stuff. So sometimes whenever for a little while I was like recording myself, 858 on my time as I look up. For a little while, like, there was that app of, like, recording yourself while you sleep. I mean, it's still around, but it was really popular. And I was very fearful of doing that because I didn't want to know what I was saying in my sleep. Because I am aware of what I get connected to. And at that time, I lived a lot of life in fear. I lived a lot of life scared of a lot of things. And because I didn't know, it was unknown, so I was scared. So I didn't do it. But now I can feel a bit more safe doing that stuff. Because I know that what's coming through me is divine. And I'm thankful for that gift. That hasn't always felt like a gift, yo. 828 as I say this. There were so many times that I really felt like, why me? Why me? Why me? And then eventually it was like, why not me? It's one of my sayings. I always say now, why not me? Because who else? Who else is going to be able to, who else can I trust more than myself? To not lie to me. Even if I'm lying to myself, I still know the truth. I still know the truth. Even I know that I'm lying. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to maintain this lie. 911 as I say that. You can lie to everybody, but you can't lie to yourself. My mom always said that. You can lie to everybody else in the world. You can lie to me. You can lie to your best friend. But you can't lie to yourself. Funny thing is like, whether or not my mom realizes it, she's quite yogi. She's quite high vibes. She went through it. So usually when people go through it and have a really shitty parent and like was raised poorly and was abandoned and abused and all the things, and people can use that as an excuse to be a bad parent or to be an abuser or to whatever title, but essentially maintain a cycle or to perpetuate a cycle. That wasn't my mom. She broke cycles. And I bring this up because you remind me of my mom. Oh. And the light goes out. Oh my God, it was 10:28. I am not going to cry. She was the first cycle breaker. And then she gave birth to cycle breakers. That became something of a new language, as opposed to the narcissistic tendencies that had been passed down for generations from woman to woman. Instead, she passed down cycle breaking, and it's a hard fucking job, but we gonna do it. Because the more you break, the easier it gets. And it doesn't really matter your gender. There is a mother in all of us. And a lot of times, some of us reject that. But there is a mother in all of us. There is a father in all of us. And finding that combination, that trust within yourself to really be able to say, I can't trust anybody like I can trust myself. Okay. Wow. That's it, I guess. That ended up being longer, but also still, I'm here. 11:56, sneaky 11:11. I'm gonna go do things. I don't know what. It's my 2-day, and I don't want to plan or say anything and then have it be ruined. So I might do nothing. In the meantime, lovies, much love. Keep a lookout for the numbers and stay synchronized.